Hi friends, this is Gautam. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about how to configure static route on Cisco IOS router. So in my last video session, I explained the difference between the switch and router and introduction to the routing. So we can saw that concept. So if you are not watch that concept means please go through my previous concept, then you can come back and watch this concept so you can able to understand. So we can see. So this is my example scenario. So in this video session I am taking this example and I will explain you how to configure static route. So head office, here we are using two routers. So one is a head office and another one is a branch office. So behind the branch office we can use one LAN network. So head office to branch office I am using 192.168.100.0/24 network, and head office I will assign the IP as 100.1 and branch office I will assign the IP as 100.2. So branch office to LAN network, so I am using 172.168.1.0. So branch office FA0/0 I will assign the IP as 172.168.1.1. So that one only I mentioned in this point. So here head office uh, head office have to reach the branch office LAN network. So how we can reach that head office to reach the customer branch office LAN network? So through the static route we can configure that one. So we can see. So before configuring into the static route, so I have to configure the basic configuration. So from the head office, go to the global mode and go to the particular interface. So head office to branch office, I have to assign the IP address. So 192.168.100.1 and I given subnet mask. Then I have to give no shutdown. So by default Cisco IOS router, all the interfaces are in shutdown state. So you have to enable that interface using no shutdown command. So next I have to configure the branch office. So go to the global mode, then I have to go to the particular interface FA1/0, then I will assign the IPS 192.168.100.2 and subnet mask no shutdown exit. Next branch office to the customer LAN network. So go to the particular interface FA0/0, then I have to assign the IP address 172.168.1.1 and subnet mask, and then I have to give no shutdown and exit. Okay, so once in both head office and branch office, I will assign that IP address to the corresponding interface. Then afterwards, in head office, I am going to the router and I have to give show IP route. So this command is very important while you are checking the routing table. So using this command only we have to check the routing table entry. So in head office, if I'm giving show IP route, I have one entry, so that is 192.168.100.0/24 network. So here we can see it indicates capital letter C. So capital letter C means it's directly connected network. So how this entry this router added into the routing table? Because in head office interface FA0/0, in that particular interface I mentioned that IP address as well as subnet mask. So based upon that IP and subnet mask, the router knows this network ID, so that's why it added into that routing table. So that's why it's showing here C is a direct connected network. So same command I am giving in branch office also, show IP route. So here we can see I got two entry. So one network is connecting towards the head office and another network is connecting towards the LAN network. So these two entries added in that routing table. So because we are going to the particular interface, we are assigning the IP and subnet mask. So based upon the subnet mask, the router knows this network ID. So that's why it added in that routing table here. So use show IP route command to view the routing table. So this is what a router used to make decision where to forward IP packets. So whenever the router receives an IP packet, it check its destination IP and check its routing table. So based upon the routing table only, it forwards the IP packet. So by default router only knows its directly connected network. So by default router knows only its direct connected network. We configured an IP address with subnet mask on that interface, so that router also knows that network address. So here router head office knows the network 192.168.100.0/24 network, and router branch office knows the network 192.168.100.0/24 network and 172.16.1.0/24 network. Okay, So at this moment, head office has no idea how to reach the network 172.16.1.0/24. This is a branch office LAN network because there is no entry in the routing table. So what will happen? So we are trying to reach it. So I am in head office. I am trying to give ping 172.16.1.1. So the packets getting dropped. The ping is failed. The router check its routing table and discovers that it does not know how to reach the network 172.16.1.0/24 network and will drop the traffic. So let's use the static route to tell the head office how to reach the branch office LAN network. So from that head office, I'm going to configure static route. So just go to the global mode. Then we have to give IP route. So using IP route, we have to create the static route. So IP route is a predefined keyword. So next to one, we have to mention the network ID. So what network I have to reach? So that network ID I have to mention here 172.16.1.0 and corresponding subnet mask. So 255.255.255.0 and next swap IP. So whenever the head office wants to reach the branch office LAN network means the next swap IP should be 192.168.100.2. So here we use the IP route command to create static route. So let me break it down for you. So 172.16.1.0 is a network we want to reach and 255 is a subnet mask and 192.168.100.2 is called a next swap IP address. Is the IP address where we want to send the traffic to. So in this example, that's the branch router. Okay, so now I am telling to the head office that it can reach the network 172.16.1.0/24 network by sending traffic to IP address 192.168.100.2. That is a next swap IP address. So branch office router IP. Okay, so now we can look into the routing table. So if there is any changes happen or not. So we saw before configuring static route. So now we can see after configuring static route. So in the head office router I am giving show IP route. So here we can see I had an extra entry in the routing table. So that is branch office LAN network 172.16.1.0. So here it showing capital letter S. So that indicates static. So we are doing static entry. So we are configuring static routing. So that's why we have that entry in our routing table. So we can now see an entry for network 172.16.1.0/24 in our routing table. So whenever router head office has a traffic for network 172.16.1.0/24, it will send it to the IP address 192.168.100.2. That is a next swap IP of branch router. So let's see our ping is working or not. So I am giving ping 172.16.1.1. Now it's working fine. So whenever now it's working, so router head office knows how to reach 172.16.1.0/24 network. So because of static route. So whenever the IP packet arrives at the router, it will check the destination IP, then it will check its routing table. If there is any entry, so based upon that entry, the IP packet will be forwarded. If there is no entry in the routing table, then router will simply drop that packet. Okay, so now you know how a router uses its routing table and how to configure a static route. So are there any disadvantage to static route? Yes. So if it's simple network means static route is best. But if it's large network means it's too difficult to configure static route. So consider this example. Here I am using 4 routers and totally 5 networks are there. So all the routers I want full reachability means all the routers I have to configure static route manually. So there are lot of entry should be in the lot of entry we should configure on the router, and also there is a no backup link. So for example R1 I try to reach R2 this network, so either I have to go R4 or R3. So in case if I'm configuring to reach this network through R4, in case these links goes down, again network administrator manually edit the static route and I have to configure. Now the direction will be changed to R1 to R3. So that's a drawback. So that's why we have to go for dynamic routing, so based upon our network. So that 2 points only I mentioned here. So in the picture above, I have many routers and lot of networks. If I want to configure full reachability between the routers, then I have to configure lot of static routes to make this work, and you don't have any backups. If your link fails, you will need to edit your static route and send traffic to another direction. So the picture above would be more suitable for dynamic routing. So for dynamic routing, so it automatically learn the indirect connector network. So based upon the shortest path, it will reach the destination network, and if one link goes down, the routing protocol will find the another shortest path to reach the destination network. So it will be an easy for large network. Okay friends, so I hope you can like this video. So if you have any queries for this concept, please ping me in below comment section. I will reply to your query. So thank you friends, thank you for watching my video. So subscribe my channel and share to your friends also. Thank you friends, thank you for watching my video.